personas are bound to fade. Welcome to the Abyss Garden, a secluded land where we create endless pathways, unique cards made to inspire your stories. And in today's video, we are going back to our tiny tales and the third iteration of these different scenes that we are creating, based on some random pathways that we drew. So on the first two that we drew, we created this new character, this slithering unknown, this faceless creature that first was spying on some forbidden harvest, on a witch which was doing some intriguing ritual in a desolated forest. And then we saw our character kind of slither around some branches and roots towards an unknown location. And with today's card, we are gonna see our new character encounter an old being that we've seen quite a few times now in the different doodles portraying the Abyss Garden. This card that we used was called the Disgraced, and it states that old beliefs fall out of favor. And damn, yeah. So what we have here is our creature after having left its forest, after having traveled through the darkness, through the night sky. We see it encountering the Gunslinger, quite a reoccurring character in our stories, a mystical wizard with some kind of illusionary powers that seem to allow it to turn a lot of creatures into different tools for its own purpose. It used to have quite an extensive quest to reach an ancient creature called the Seedling King, which ended up dying before the Gunslinger could reach it. And so now we see our character meeting the Gunslinger, and the Gunslinger using some intriguing fire magic to kind of mesmerize our character, to kind of convince it of something. And we'll see in the pathway that emerged from this doodle what this thing was. But basically what happens, and what I got from this pathway that we drew, the Disgraced, is this idea that our faceless character will end up losing its mask. And so what we see here is its mask falling to the ground, as the wizard offers it a vision of the unknown. And to bring back some of the different ideas and notions that we had last time we saw the Gunslinger, this wizard, I added at the very top on the left this tool that emerged last time on the last scene that we saw the Gunslinger in, which is this vision of an omen, of a bridge, of a broken bridge that the Gunslinger has to go towards. And so at the moment it has stopped its endeavors and met up with our new character. And from this scene we are getting a new pathway, as stated before, which is called the Unknown's Embrace, and which states that personas are bound to fade. So the way I interpret it here is that the Gunslinger shows some kind of mesmerizing vision inside the flames, some kind of vision of the unknown and all its possibilities, making our character lose its mask, lose its persona, lose its will to hide itself, and kind of makes it embrace the unknown. I'm very fond of this idea, and this card in particular, but now I kind of realize that a lot of the pathways I created over the last month, it's almost been a year by now, that a lot of them end up having some kind of darker tone, some kind of notion that is kind of close to decay and change, that is really embedded in this idea of things moving around and existence constantly rearranging itself. I'm guessing I'm kind of fascinated by this idea and this notion that no matter what happens, everything will change. But anyway, I would be quite curious to know what this card kind of brings to your mind, what kind of idea you would have on how to use it for your own creations, what kind of event it would add to your stories, or what kind of artistic creations would emerge from this idea. Feel free to send me a message or leave a comment if you have such ideas. I would be really curious to learn more about them. In the meantime, I'm gonna wish you a nice day, and I'll see you tomorrow for the continuation of our tiny tales.